It started like any other morning. But what happened next would change everything.
For over a decade, Margaret had kept the same morning ritual, a sweet pastry in one hand, a steaming mug of coffee in the other, sitting by her kitchen window as the sun climbed the sky.
It was her comfort. Her rhythm. Her little joy. Until one day, her heartbeat changed, not metaphorically, but literally. That morning, her chest tightened. Her vision blurred. The peace of her breakfast was shattered by an ambulance siren echoing through her street. Margaret didn't know that something as simple as what she had eaten could be connected to what felt like a heart attack. But the truth is, she's not alone. Dr. Marcus, a seasoned physician with over 30 years of experience treating older adults, has seen it too many times. It's rarely just aging, he explains. Often, it's the foods we trust, the ones we never question, that start turning against us. And that's why we're here today. Because after age 60, the body becomes more sensitive to certain ingredients. Foods that once energized us may now raise blood pressure, disrupt kidney function, or quietly fuel inflammation that leads to chronic disease. In this video, you'll discover 3 seemingly innocent breakfast choices that could be slowly draining your vitality. They're not exotic. They're not rare. In fact, you might have them in your kitchen right now. But once you understand the hidden impact they can have on your heart, blood sugar, and overall resilience, you'll never look at your breakfast plate the same way again. Before we begin, take a moment. Let us know which city or country you're tuning in from in the comments below. It's always powerful to know where this growing community of wise, health-conscious souls is listening from. And if you find this information helpful, if it sparks even one small change in your day, consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Together, we're creating a space where knowledge meets care, where every sunrise is a chance to choose better and live stronger. Now, let's take that first step. Sign number 1, processed breakfast foods, the silent saboteurs of aging bodies. Subheading: it's not just what's on your plate, it's what it's doing behind the scenes. Every morning, kitchens across America light up with the hum of microwaves and the snap of plastic wrappers. A bowl of instant oatmeal here. A toaster pastry there. For millions of older adults, this is breakfast, fast, easy, familiar. But for Dr. Karen Ellis, a geriatric nutritionist with over 30 years of experience, this ritual is a quiet health crisis unfolding in slow motion. You don't feel the damage at first, she explains, but over time, these ultra-processed foods chip away at your strength, clarity, and resilience, especially after 60. The convenience trap. Let's meet Raymond, 70. For the past decade, his breakfast rarely changed: 2 slices of packaged raisin bread, instant oatmeal with brown sugar, and a protein shake from the grocery store shelf. It felt like I was doing something good, he says. Whole grains, protein, low fat. But by his 71st birthday, Raymond was struggling with chronic fatigue, blood pressure spikes, and digestive discomfort he couldn't explain. That's when his doctor showed him what was hidden beneath the labels. Nearly 600 milligrams of sodium before 9 a.m. 3 different preservatives linked to gut inflammation. And more added sugar than a can of soda. And this was from a breakfast he thought was healthy. The aging body reacts differently. After 60, your body enters a more sensitive phase. Your kidneys process sodium less efficiently. Your liver works harder to manage chemical additives. And your gut lining thins, making you more reactive to artificial ingredients. Dr. Ellis points out what she calls the triple trouble in processed breakfast foods. Excess sodium, which raises blood pressure and stresses aging kidneys. Preservatives and emulsifiers, which trigger inflammation, aggravating arthritis and gut issues. Hidden sugars, which spike insulin, sap energy, and feed low-grade inflammation. It's not about calories, she says. It's about chemistry. And chemistry changes with age. The illusion of healthy processed foods. Walk down any cereal aisle or refrigerated case and you'll find products marketed specifically to older adults. Heart-healthy granola. Brain-boosting breakfast drinks. Senior Smart cereal bars. But Dr. Ellis urges her patients to read past the slogans. A breakfast shake might boast 18 vitamins, but also include artificial sweeteners, gums, and thickeners that confuse digestion.
A whole grain bar may still contain high fructose corn syrup, soy lecithin, and hydrogenated oils, ingredients that age your arteries as quietly as they flavor your food. If you need a chemistry degree to understand the ingredients, she says, your body probably doesn't want it.
Real stories, real change.
Miriam, 68, lived alone and started every morning with a flavored yogurt cup and a granola bar. It felt light, healthy, she recalls.
But I was bloated all day and constantly tired.
After working with Dr. Ellis, she replaced her routine with a boiled egg, sliced fruit, and plain Greek yogurt.
3 weeks later, her digestion normalized.
2 months later, she'd dropped her blood pressure medication dosage.
The change didn't come from eating less, it came from eating real.
The hidden danger of drug interference.
Here's something even fewer people realize. Processed breakfast foods can interfere with how your body absorbs medication. This is especially true for
blood pressure pills,
diabetes medications,
blood thinners,
cholesterol-lowering drugs.
Artificial additives, excessive sodium, and poor fiber balance in packaged foods can blunt the effect of your medicine or prolong its absorption unpredictably. It's one reason some people feel like their meds don't work as well anymore, Dr. Ellis says.
Replacing, not restricting. The good news? You don't have to give up breakfast.
You just have to trade processed for prepared, with a few small shifts that pay long-term dividends.
Here are some real-world swaps Dr. Ellis recommends.
Instead of instant oatmeal, try steel-cut oats soaked overnight with cinnamon and chia seeds. Replace frozen waffles with whole grain toast topped with avocado or nut butter.
Skip flavored yogurts in favor of plain Greek yogurt with berries and flaxseed.
Replace cereal bars with a boiled egg and a piece of fruit. Joan's story, a Sunday ritual that changed everything.
Joan, 66, once believed that healthy eating required hours in the kitchen.
Now, every Sunday evening, she spends 30 minutes preparing breakfast for the week.
She cooks a batch of oats, hard-boils a half-dozen eggs,
washes and stores ready-to-grab fruit, preps smoothie bags with greens and berries.
It's easy now, she says. And I feel younger at 66 than I did at 56. What about budget and time? Dr. Ellis understands the concern.
I hear it all the time, I live alone, I don't want to cook, or I'm on a tight budget. But real food doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming, she assures.
Simple, affordable ideas. A banana with peanut butter. Cottage cheese with cinnamon.
A boiled egg and a slice of tomato.
Overnight oats in a mason jar. These are meals that cost less than most processed alternatives and nourish you more deeply. Your body will tell you the truth.
One of Dr. Ellis's favorite parts of her work is watching the ripple effects. My patients often come back and say, I didn't realize how foggy I was feeling until I stopped eating that cereal every day.
Or,
I thought my joint pain was just age, but after cutting out processed breakfast meats, it's nearly gone.
Breakfast is where your day begins, and sometimes where your healing begins too. A simple challenge. Dr. Ellis leaves her new patients with one small task. Change just one part of your breakfast this week. Switch out the instant oatmeal. Ditch the toaster pastry. Say no to the protein shake. And see what happens.
You don't have to overhaul everything, she says. But every swap you make is a vote for energy, clarity, and strength.
Before you go, we've only scratched the surface.
In the next video, we'll uncover a seemingly innocent breakfast habit that might be even more harmful than processed foods, especially for aging hearts.
But before you click away, we'd love to hear from you. What processed breakfast item do you find hardest to give up? And more importantly, what would you like to replace it with? Let's share ideas, recipes, and encouragement in the comments below. Because every healthy change begins with a single conversation. And remember, it's never too late to change your breakfast and change your life.
Breakfast mistake number 2, the sweet trap, how refined sugars hijack your morning after 60.
When Eleanor turned 70, she thought her morning habits were helping her age gracefully. A glass of orange juice. A fruit-filled pastry. A cup of sweetened yogurt. It felt like a light, wholesome start to the day. But one doctor's visit shattered that illusion. "I thought I was eating healthy," she said quietly. But the truth was, I was loading my body with sugar bombs every single morning. That's when she heard three words that changed everything: type 2 diabetes. Dr. Alan Hayes, the specialist in geriatric nutrition, has seen it all. And he warns, sugar behaves very differently in the body after 60. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at processing sugar, Dr. Hayes explains. What used to be a harmless sweet treat now triggers a hormonal storm inside you. In fact, he often gives his patients a visual that shocks them. That fruity breakfast of juice, yogurt, and pastry, he says. It can contain more sugar than 4 candy bars, yet most people believe it's healthy. What really happens in your body? Within minutes of consuming a sugar-rich breakfast, your blood glucose spikes. Your pancreas scrambles to produce insulin to bring it down. But for those over 60, the pancreas often struggles to keep up. This sudden sugar rush puts your system into emergency mode at a time when your body is supposed to be easing into the day. What comes next is even worse. Roughly 2 hours later, blood sugar plummets. And that drop comes with it a wave of symptoms. Fatigue. Lightheadedness. Intense hunger. This cycle of spike, crash, crave becomes a metabolic trap. And many seniors, unaware of what's really happening, reach for another sugary bite to feel better, unknowingly feeding the loop again. The hidden sugar bombs on your table. Here's the scary part. Many of the healthy breakfasts we trust are nothing more than desserts in disguise. Flavored yogurts often carry as much sugar as a scoop of ice cream. Fruit juices, even with no added sugar, are stripped of fiber and deliver concentrated fructose straight into your bloodstream. Brand cereals, touted as heart-healthy, can contain more sugar than a chocolate chip cookie. Margaret, another patient of Dr. Hayes, was stunned. For years, I started my day with a big glass of apple juice and a bowl of Raisin Bran, she said. I genuinely believed I was making a smart choice. But now I realize I was basically eating dessert for breakfast. Long-term damage you can't see. Until it's too late. Constant sugar spikes in the morning do more than just cause crashes. They quietly wear down your body's systems, one breakfast at a time. According to Dr. Hayes, they increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. They strain the heart and raise blood pressure. And perhaps most concerning, they're linked to cognitive decline and chronic inflammation, amplifying arthritis, pain, and memory issues. But there's hope. What if breakfast didn't have to be a battle between taste and health? You don't have to give up sweet mornings. You just need to choose sweetness that comes with benefits. Take Tom, age 68. 3 months ago, I was eating instant oatmeal packed with dried fruit and sugar, he recalls. Now I start my day with unsweetened Greek yogurt, fresh berries, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. I still get that sweetness I crave, but no more crashes. I stay full and energized until lunch. Dr. Hayes' simple tips to outsmart hidden sugars. Read labels carefully. Watch for anything ending in inos, glucose, fructose, dextrose, they're all sugars. Natural doesn't always mean safe. Syrups, honey, and concentrated juices can spike your blood sugar just like white sugar. Avoid artificial sweeteners. Many affect gut health and confuse your body's insulin response. Use natural flavor enhancers. Cinnamon brings out sweetness without sugar. Ripe bananas naturally sweeten oats while providing potassium and fiber. Berries are low in sugar but rich in antioxidants and flavor. Your taste buds will adjust and reward you. Carol, now 73, remembers how hard the transition was. At first, everything tasted bland. No sugar meant no joy, she laughs. But after a few weeks, I started noticing the natural sweetness in things like peaches and strawberries. Now, even a slice of cake tastes way too sweet. Your body will adapt. And soon, what once seemed dull will begin to delight you again, in a healthier, gentler way. Final thought, don't trade longevity for a moment of sweetness. Reworking your breakfast isn't about punishment. It's about protecting the years you've earned. Start small. Swap out sugary cereal for oats and fruit just once this week. Replace juice with herbal tea or water infused with lemon. Tiny steps can yield big results in your energy, mood, and long-term health. In our next video, we'll explore the third breakfast danger hiding in plain sight. But for now, share with us. What's your favorite way to satisfy a sweet tooth without refined sugar? Your tip might help someone else make a life-changing decision. Breakfast mistake number 3, the fat that drains you, why high-fat breakfasts after 60 may be hurting more than helping. Every morning, Gerald stood by the stove, flipping eggs with practiced hands. A plate would soon appear on his kitchen table, 2 fried eggs, 3 thick slices of pork belly bacon, and a slab of buttered toast. At 75, he believed he was doing the right thing. A solid breakfast, he said proudly, is what keeps a man going. But when his doctor slid a blood test result across the desk, everything changed. Your cholesterol is dangerously high, the doctor warned. Only then did Gerald begin to connect the dots between his beloved morning ritual and the silent damage happening inside his body. Dr. Alan Hayes, a geriatric nutrition specialist, says this story isn't rare. In fact, it's alarmingly common. After 60, the body's ability to process fat declines, he explains. And those big, greasy breakfasts many of us grew up with? They're no longer harmless. The issue lies not in fat itself, but in the type of fat. Saturated fats, commonly found in bacon, sausage, croissants, and buttery pastries, are the most concerning. They drive up LDL cholesterol, also known as bad cholesterol, which leads to plaque buildup and aging arteries. And here's what many seniors don't realize. As we age, our arteries naturally lose flexibility. Combine that with a regular intake of saturated fat, and the risk of heart attack or stroke increases dramatically. Many of my older patients complain of fatigue, fogginess, or just feeling heavy during the day, Dr. Hayes says. And the culprit, more often than not, is what they ate for breakfast. Consider Clara, 68, who always reached for a flaky croissant in the morning. It felt light, she said. Better than bacon or sausage, right? But one croissant, with its delicate, airy layers, is often loaded with more saturated fat than 4 strips of bacon. It really caught me off guard, she admitted. I thought I was choosing something simple, but it was working against me. Another silent threat tied to high-fat breakfasts is inflammation. Dr. Hayes explains that when the body is overloaded with saturated fat, especially in the morning, when it's most sensitive, it can spark a wave of systemic inflammation. And that inflammation has ripple effects. For seniors, it can mean increased joint pain, digestive discomfort, higher cardiovascular stress, heightened fatigue. But perhaps the most dangerous interaction is with morning medications. Many people over 60 take pills for heart health, blood pressure, or cholesterol, Dr. Hayes says. If you eat a fatty breakfast right before or after, those medications may not absorb properly or work as intended. It's a detail often missed, but one that can carry life-altering consequences. Still, the goal isn't to strip all the pleasure out of your mornings. In fact, Dr. Hayes insists, fat is essential. But the source matters deeply. So what does a healthy fat look like? Let's talk about good fats, the kind that supports the heart, calms inflammation, and helps the body function smoothly. These are found in foods like avocados, almonds and walnuts, chia and flax seeds, olive oil, fatty fish like salmon, in moderation. Not only do these fats help reduce LDL cholesterol, but they also provide energy that lasts, without the crash or inflammation. For many, the easiest place to begin is with eggs, a staple breakfast item that's been both praised and feared. But according to Dr. Hayes, eggs are not the enemy. It's how they're cooked and what they're paired with that matters. Boiled, poached, or scrambled with olive oil can be part of a balanced meal, he says. Fried in bacon grease and served with sausage? That's where the problem begins. Take Irene, age 71. She used to start her day with fried eggs and buttered toast. But after experiencing morning fatigue and rising cholesterol, she made a change. I swapped the butter for mashed avocado on whole grain bread, she said. And I started poaching my eggs instead of frying them. The result? I felt more energized. My digestion improved. And my doctor was stunned, my cholesterol had dropped by 20 points. Another underrated tool in the breakfast transformation toolbox? Whole grains. Refined white breads and pastries offer little nutritional value and often come paired with unhealthy fats. In contrast, whole grain breads, oats, and even quinoa offer fiber, vitamins, and a much better fat-to-fiber ratio. Dr. Hayes also points out that pairing healthy fats with high-fiber foods, like berries, spinach, or oats, helps slow digestion and keeps blood sugar steady. Don't think of breakfast as one giant meal, he advises. Think of it as the first message you send your body that day. Make it a good one. The benefits of transitioning to heart-healthy fats can be dramatic and fast. Within days, many seniors report reduced joint stiffness, improved bowel regularity, more consistent energy, better focus and clarity. Gerald, now several months into his dietary shift, says the difference has been night and day. I used to feel heavy and tired by mid-morning, he said. Now I'm taking walks before lunch. I sleep better. My numbers look better. I didn't think food could do all that, but it did. It's worth noting that some traditions die hard. There's comfort in the familiar. The smell of bacon. The crackle of eggs in butter. But it's also comforting to know you're doing what's best for your heart, your mind, and your quality of life. So if you're ready to make a change, start simple. Swap pork bacon for turkey bacon. Try mashed avocado instead of butter. Use olive oil for cooking instead of lard or margarine. Choose oats with chopped walnuts and berries over a sausage biscuit. And remember, your taste buds adapt. What seems like a big sacrifice at first may become your new favorite way to start the day. Clara, for example, now wakes up excited for her new morning routine. I make a bowl of warm oats, stir in some ground flaxseed, top it with blueberries and a splash of almond milk, she said. I feel lighter, happier, and my body feels like it's finally on my side. And that's what breakfast should do. Support you. Energize you. Protect you. In our next video, we'll uncover another common breakfast mistake many people over 60 don't even realize they're making. But until then, we want to hear from you. What's one change you've made or plan to make to cut down on unhealthy fats at breakfast? Your story might inspire someone else to reclaim their mornings and their health. Because every bite you take is either helping your future or working against it. Choose wisely. You've earned that right. Now that we've uncovered 3 common breakfast traps that can quietly harm your health after 60, which one feels like the biggest challenge for you? Was there anything that surprised you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, because your experience might help someone else make a better, healthier choice. Let's quickly recap what we've explored together. Highly processed foods overloaded with sodium. Refined sugar bombs that spike your blood sugar early in the day. And high saturated fat meals that put extra strain on your heart. These aren't always obvious. They're often disguised as normal breakfast staples. But when you reach your 60s and beyond, your body becomes more sensitive and these small decisions start to matter more than ever. But here's what's important to remember. Making better breakfast choices doesn't mean sacrificing taste or convenience. You don't need a complete overhaul overnight. Just start with one change. Swap a processed item for a whole food. Choose natural sweetness from real fruits instead of added sugars. Trade saturated fats for heart-friendly options like avocado or olive oil. Your future self will thank you for stronger health, better energy, and a higher quality of life in your golden years. If you've already made some changes to your breakfast habits, share your journey in the comments. And if you're just getting started, tell us what step you plan to take next. Every small shift you make is a step toward living with more vitality and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more eye-opening insights and simple habits that can truly change your life.